On Saturday, January 23rd, we will awake to the moon in Gemini. So the moon in Gemini is, first of all, very curious. We want information. We are on a quest for knowledge. Gemini energy wants to be busy. It's an intellectual sign. It rules over the mental plane. Mercury is its ruler, which means that we want to share with other people. We want to collaborate. We want to talk about what we know. We want to learn from other people. We're very open to doing things in a new way. That moon in Gemini sparks a curiosity in us that typically we don't get in any other sign. And it's a good day for that because we have Mars squaring with Jupiter. So again, Mars being very fired up, again, frustrated because it's in Tauran energy and having to take it low and slow. Squaring, which is a tension point with Jupiter, the great magnifier, wanting us to grow, wanting us to expand past our current position. So this intensity is actually going to be a good one as long as we can keep our control in check. Here is why. Mars represents our desires. It's what we want. It's what we're drawn to. It's what we want to experience. It's what we want to pursue. And of course, Jupiter is going to magnify that and be all dramatic about it and add a little bit of an extra layer of attention on that. So our desires become very extreme, very much into focus. If you don't know what it is that you want, you will know under Mars squaring Jupiter. But this also has the tendency to amplify and to magnify our impulses. Again, we're trying to avoid acting out of impulse. Mars just doesn't think things through. Mars just says, okay, let's fly by the seat of our pants. Let's just do it and we'll deal with the consequences later. No, we are past that. We are so entrenched as a collective now to plan logically and practically for our future. We are in a year of growing upon the foundations that got exposed to us that are either strong enough to stay and withhold the dreams that we're about to build upon them or have them destroyed under the weight of what 2020 was all about. We're in 2021, my friends. Now is the time to grow and expand on those foundations that are still existing. We are not supposed to be acting on impulse anymore. We need to take a step back and think long term about the consequences of our impulses and our actions should we take them. So, because this is a fired up energy, it's great to tap into our desires. It's great to identify what it is that we want, but then we have to step back and plan logically, practically. Do we act on impulse? No. Do we speak on our emotions? No. Do we want to just, fly by the seat of our pants? No, that is reckless behavior. We are not in a time and a space for that any longer. So we want to be very cautiously aware that we don't get ahead of ourselves, that we don't overwhelm ourselves, that we don't overact to any of the emotions that are coming up for us, especially the ideas that we're having with that moon in Gemini. We have a lot of light and fluffy energy supporting that Mars energy to be a little bit softer because Venus, Mars's feminine divine counterpart, is sextiling Neptune. Now, this is a beautiful energy. It's dreamy, it's lovey. We want to connect. Our intuitions are heightened. We want to tap into manifestation. It's a beautiful day to think about love and money and our future goals and go into our imaginations and build a dream, build a vision for what that's going to look like. And if we do this correctly, using Mars squaring Jupiter's energy, our desires are not only going to be recognized, but they are going to be created in our mental plane, ignited in our heart space, which only leaves the proper logical and practical actions in order for us to manifest these dreams and bring it into a reality. One thing that is going to kind of really provide us with the stability in order to see these energies through correctly is the fact that the sun, newly in Aquarian energy, is going to be conjunct, sitting beside Saturn. So Saturn is in Aquarius, but Saturn, regardless of where Saturn's at, Saturn is very serious. very much about karma, very much about tough love, life lessons, very focused on the roles and responsibilities that we have in life, a very somber type of energy. This is where the negative Nancy narrative can come into our mind space if we are not careful. This at least is going to give us a little bit of grounding, a little bit of foundation for us to stay present in while we let Venus and Mars do their thing and show us in our mental plane and in our heart space what it is we want and how it is that we're going to bring this vision to life. So it's a good grounding energy, but we have to make sure that we don't go too far in that grounding energy and be stuck in that energy. We don't want to get stuck in a negative narrative. We don't want to get stuck being too serious. We don't want to get stuck focused on the roles and responsibilities of our day-to-day life and not tap into the energies that are supporting us in getting lost in imaginary land to create a vision on what it is we actually want to manifest for ourselves. So that is your energy forecast for the week. I will give you a heads up. Some of the ascension symptoms that we will likely be experiencing throughout the ebb and flow of the week. Highly probable that we are going to feel nauseous for no reason. So again, like we talked about the Uranian energy kind of into play, that's electric. That's our central nervous system. That has the potential to make us very nauseous, especially when we receive information from the universe, from the cosmos, that we cannot digest. Brings me to my second ascension symptom, stomach or digestion issues. Again, when we are revealed information to us, when we have our perspectives shift, when we have new information to actually process in our mental plane and in our heart space, we do have a tendency to see our digestion have issues. Why? Because we're having a hard time swallowing our new reality. This too shall pass. I want you to pay extreme attention to your dream state this week. We have Neptune making all kinds of aspects this week, which does rule over the dream state. And a lot of the paths forward for our healing and our spiritual development are going to be revealed to us in our dream state. Why? Because it's easier for the unconscious mind to process those healing, painful traumas than it is for our conscious mind to actually deal with those particular topics and themes. I also want you to be very mindful of heart palpitations. Now, of course, medical disclaimer. If you actually feel like there's something medically wrong with you, of course, seek doctor's counsel. But for the most part, energetically speaking, if you are hypersensitive, which you likely are if you follow this podcast, we have heart activations. And when we have heart activations, this is the cosmos trying us basically in tough love situations where our heart, quote unquote, feels broken, feels hopeless, feels helpless, in order for us to purge those energies that we store in our physical bodies due to the emotional damage that we haven't processed. And the physical symptoms that we receive from those particular energy activations are heart palpitations, heart racing, pounding out of your chest. And with that, again, the Uranian energy this week, this is highly concentrated in the central nervous system. This is electricity pulsating through your body. What does this mean? This means anxiety, maybe even a panic attack. Are those desirable type of symptoms? Absolutely not. But are they essential in order to purge the emotional blockages in your body? Absolutely they are. So in these moments, you're going to take a breath, you're going to connect to the five senses, you're going to ground yourself in the present moment, you're going to breathe through it, and then you are going to thank the universe for cleansing and purging you of the emotional, fragmented energy that you have not been conscious of. And again, this too shall pass. So again, thank you so much for tuning in to this week's energy forecast. I hope you have a beautiful week, and we'll talk to you soon.